Alrighty guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to replace the fuel injectors on a 96 Cavalier with a 2.2 liter in it. Not an overly complicated job. You could do it with basic hand tools pretty much. So let's go ahead and get out what we need. Also, the injectors for this car are usually at minimum $50 a pop, and I managed to get 4 of them for $50. They were from out of the country, Japan, China, something like that, and they match the car or what's needed, so who knows how good they actually are, but they had good reviews, so you never know. Also, anybody that owns an old car, you're used to trunks like this. We got some 530 Royal Purple in this baby. And we're actually going to be getting this out because we have to coat the O-rings of the injectors before we install them. So, set that there. Need this here, along with my old spare belt that we don't need. I don't even know why there's a thing of laundry detergent back there, but there is. So, thing full of tools. Why is this not focusing like at all? What the hell? It's kicking on the flashlight when it doesn't need to, which is really annoying. But it's a $30 smartphone, so you can't really expect the world. Also, the workbench is a complete mess. What do we got here? What's this? This is not what's needed. This is not what's needed. This is what's needed. I don't even have a lot of tools. The last place we were living, before we moved out, somebody raided our garage. So 90% of the tools got stolen. I've done this job before, but never when holding a cell phone, so I apologize already. I know the camera is shaky as crap, but I don't even have that much time to do this because we're supposed to get rain at 3:15. It's around 1:30 right now, and yeah, skies aren't looking too friendly. But set my keys somewhere. Shit you not, rust just fell off my car. Anyway guys, first things first, we're going to want to disconnect the battery. So I have to find an 8mm socket. You're going to see just how little tools I have here in a second. So yeah, this is what I'm dealing with right now, and it's not good. 8mm socket. Hopefully there's an adapter in here, and there isn't. This is basically useless and empty. Anybody want to donate me some tools? Tell you what, I could really use them. Well, that's got that on it, but that's not what we need. I'm going to put down the camera and get the battery disconnected. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so once you get the battery disconnected, which I did end up finding my adapter for the stupid thing. You want to loosen these two 8mm bolts for your hose clamps. Unplug your mass airflow sensor. And just pull this off like so. And drop it on the ground. Now, that tube was 60 freaking dollars at one point to replace. And throttle body is getting a little dirty. Not too terrible, but a little bit dirty. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is remove the bolts. There's a bolt here, bolt there, and there's supposed to be one more, but I don't think bolt right here, and pull this throttle control assembly off, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Alright, see if I can do this one hand. So this one turned out to be a 13. That's just finger loose now. Stay, don't fall. So you want to keep all these bolts organized. I'm just going to use these ones on top of the battery for now. That one looks like it's probably going to be a 9. And that one might also be a 13 or a 15. Not very good. Yeah, it's going to be larger than a 13, so let's go to a 15, because that looks about right. Do I have a 15? 13, 14, we'll go to a 14. I probably had the 15 in the bag over there. 1 second, guys. Alright, so once you have those bolts out, which turned out to be, this one was a 13mm, that one was a 14, and that one was a 10. So, just in case you need that info. Now what you want to do is come up here, and this is going to be pretty much impossible with one hand. I gotta put down the phone, but and this is gonna piss so many people off filming this way. How can I do this? There's like no way to hold this phone up while this is done. So that's not. Alright, so I'm having a very difficult time filming this, but the next step you wanted to do was, after you got the 3 bolts out, you want to disconnect the throttle and transmission kickdown cables and move this somewhere out of the way where it's not gonna be a bother, and just set it down there or something for now. And now what you want to do is disconnect these sensors from the throttle body, and they will come off like so, and they're only one-way type sensors, so you don't have to worry about fudging it. Ow, fuck, motherfucking son of a bitch. Yep, there's gonna be that in this video too. Son of a fuck. This clip is broken and it's still not coming out. Fucker. It's made me bleed. And then we gotta remove those two 8 or 9mm bolts. I believe they're 8mm. Let me get that out real quick. Alrighty guys, so it's been a fairly large gap, but I got tired of trying to pick up the camera and film everything, and instead of really getting this done because it was starting to drizzle. But I got the intake manifold off, and everything is disconnected. Now I wanted to show you a little trick, because there's 2 T30 Torx bolts that you have to get out, and if you're like me and you can't find your Torx bit set, a flathead screwdriver, but yay thick, fits right in between the heads and can unscrew these nice and easy. And there's one here, and there's one under here. And as long as you get them in the right spot, you can unscrew them without a Torx bolt or a Torx bit. Just if it's super tight and it starts slipping, don't push it because you will strip the head of the Torx bolt. So once you get those out, hopefully don't drop them. Oh yes, there's one more thing that needs to be done while you're at this stage on the Cavalier that I completely forgot. How is that gone already? Man, that was a brand new freaking roll of paper towel and it's gone. I'll be right back. So, I didn't film it, but something you should always do, especially on the 2.2, if you're setting bolts up here and stuff, is grab some paper towel and stuff them in the intake runners. So that way, if you drop a bolt, it doesn't go straight into the engine like it would. And I usually do this it's usually the very first step after that comes off, but I got busy and didn't do it, wasn't paying attention. But yeah, always make sure that you put something in there, not too far down, so you want to be able to get it back out, and make sure you get it back out before you start the engine, because you'll have a bad time. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get this plate off. Oh, I guess I could film that. So, when you're removing this plate here, all this does is slide in place. You can kind of wiggle it off, and this holds the injectors in place. And with that off, disconnect each electrical connector for the injector and push it out of the way. So I'm going to replace this one. Probably not going to do this one because it's already new, I think. Yeah, because it's this one here. Third one that's having issues. Oh, screw it, I'll replace them all. So this can be kind of difficult. Ouch. Push that off. Disconnect this one. Come on, bastard. Work with me here. Why you gotta be like that? Aren't we friends? There we go. And hopefully that intake button stays there. Okay, that one's disconnected. And keep an eye on how these are orientated when you remove them, because they have to go back in the same way. And when you go to remove one of the injectors, I think I fogged up the camera lens. Sorry. And zoomed in. You want to get just a flat head, and one by one you can take the flat head, stick it underneath the end of that, and kind of slowly wiggle them up. Now fuel will go spraying because I didn't disconnect that line. There's supposed to be an O-ring there. There isn't up at the top. How interesting. There's one at the bottom. Let me make sure that O-ring didn't stay, because that's a common issue. Ah, there it is. So always make sure you get the O-rings out when you remove the injectors. And make sure there's not a ton of crud in there and extra pieces like this. So, okay. Because this sits in there. Like so, I guess. Just like that. I think these are all one piece. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get these installed. Alrighty, so I got all the old injectors that I am gonna replace. I decided to leave the number 2 in there. Well, actually, it's number 3, because that one's already brand new. But this is what the new injector looks like, or injector, one of the 4, compared to that one. So if you put them side by side, you can most definitely tell that one's got some age on it, and it wasn't really functioning very well. So when you install these, don't forget to rub a tiny bit of oil around the O-rings on the top and bottom, and then slide them in the same way the old ones came out. And I'll try to video that here in a minute. Alrighty, guys, all 4 new injectors are replaced. I did decide to change out the one that I just put in. Might as well have them all matching, and hopefully that, you know, doesn't cause any issues. But these are kind of a press fit injector, so when you install them, they won't want to seat in all the way. They're going to be up here a bit. So what I did, and this is what GM recommends you do, is get like the rubber end of a hammer or something like this, set it on the tip of the injector like so, and then hit it with a slightly larger hammer. Not hard, but it'll slowly make the O-ring seal, and it'll drop down in there like it's supposed to. So just give it a couple love taps and they will seat just like they're supposed to. And then once you get that done, you can, I'm really trying hard to do this with one hand. It's really not like the easiest thing in the world. Once you get all that done, you can take your clamp, slide it back over the fuel pressure regulator. One side's supposed to go underneath, and the other side goes over top, like so. And then you have to get the injectors lined up because they have grooves in them. So I'm gonna do that for just a minute. 1 second. Okay, so the rail is back on the way it should be. The injectors are all plugged in the way they should be. Now it's time to get the extremely carboned up intake manifold and everything back on, throttle body. So I shall talk to you guys when that's done. Alrighty, guys, so everything is back together. It is time to prime the system and see if anything leaks. And if nothing leaks, we can try to start it and then see if anything leaks. Hopefully nothing bad happens. Worst case scenario, those injectors, since they're super cheap, the O-rings will leak. Hopefully that's not the case. So, prime it a couple times. Alright, now let's go check for dripping gas. So far, all is dry. And dry is good. So, let's go ahead, try to start it. Not gonna give it any gas. Just gonna crank it. Oh man, I hope these injectors work. Now they're pumping up. must say though. I'm thinking they're not leaking, which is good, but that hasn't solved the issue. Also seems like I hear an air leak somewhere, maybe. I can't really tell. Maybe not. It's not really misfiring. It's just not running great either. Once you give it gas, it's fine. Interesting. Well, we'll pause this and